All right, welcome back. We are going to learn some basic cooking skills today. If you haven't already gathered your things, I need you to gather your measuring cups, liquid and dry, and then of course your measuring spoons. Also, I want you to grab a little bit of flour and a regular table knife along with your pantry items if you have not done that. And so while you're doing that, I have a couple questions that I want to ask you. What are your favorite foods to eat? If you could have anything right now, what would you like? What would that be? I like to try new things. I would spend all my time in the kitchen if I could. And I love trying new recipes. And one time my mom told me, you've got to try new things. If you don't try new things, then it might be the best thing you ever had, but you'll never know it because you didn't try it. And so some of my favorite things are things like pizza, steak. I love cheesecake. I love sauerkraut dip. I love carrot cake. Those are some of my favorite things. And so when you think of trying something new, I was not a big sauerkraut person, but a friend of mine introduced me to sauerkraut dip. And I didn't really think it sounded very good. It was salsa, sour cream, hamburger, and sauerkraut. And the combination of that didn't really appeal to me. But I remember what my mom said. I needed to try new things. And now it's one of our favorite things in our family to make. And so I encourage you to try new things as you're cooking and you're baking and you're trying new recipes, to go ahead and try something outside your box. So hopefully by now you've gathered all your stuff. The next thing you need to do is wash your hands. I've already washed mine. It's important that you wash your hands with hot water and soap for 20 seconds. You can sing your ABCs, you can sing a song, whatever you want to do, but you need to make sure your hands are always clean before you work in the kitchen, okay? So we have our measuring cups and our spoons here, and I want to talk about these first. What do you think that we measure with these? Kristen, what do you think?
Solids.
Solids, so things like flour, sugar, brown sugar, maybe peanut butter would go in here, right? Okay, what do you think we measure with these?
Liquids.
Liquids, and so this would be things like milk, water, oil, things that would be liquefied, right? So we would use that for that. What about our measuring spoons? What do you think we would measure with our measuring spoons? Anybody know that?
Things that you need just a little bit.
Yeah, so it's things that are smaller portions. So you could do liquid with this. If your recipe calls for vanilla or oil and it's a smaller amount, you can use this. Or say it needs salt and it's usually always a smaller portion, you're gonna use this for those things as well. So that's kind of what our measuring cups, how we do that, okay? And so let's take a look at some of these things and let's figure out what cups would we use it for. So if we were going to say flour, which cup do you think we would use? Probably these, right? Because it would be dry. It would be a dry measuring cup. What about sour cream? What do you think we would use for that? Probably these, the dry, because it's the solid, right? It's solid. And so we're going to measure with that. What do you think baking powder? What would we use for that? Probably our measuring spoons, right? And so baking powder has a little ledge there for you as well. All right. Chocolate chips. What would we do with chocolate chips? We could use either a cup or we could use our tablespoons. Butter's a little bit different. Butter can be melted or maybe they want it just softened. And so what we would do with that, it's actually marked on the butter wrapper and you can just cut it from there. And so it's a little bit different. Peanut butter, we could use either a cup, a dry cup, or we could use the measuring spoons. If we're doing milk or water, we're going to use our liquid cups or oil, right? And so those are just things for us to remember. Now we're going to start with flour, and so we're going to measure our flour. We're going to take our fourth a cup, so if you have your fourth a cup or half a cup or whatever it might be, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and measure our flour. So you can go ahead and put your cup in the container, okay? If you need to, you can add some flour to that. I like to take my knife and kind of get the air bubbles out of it, like that, okay? Then you're gonna take your regular table knife and your straight edge and you're gonna go ahead and just scrape it off, and then you've got the right amount for what your recipe calls for, okay? And so that's how we measure flour. All right, so we got our flour done. So now, how about if we do some baking powder? So baking powder, probably you might need a teaspoon or a tablespoon of that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna dip it in here, and we don't have to use our knife because that has a nice little edge to it, right? And so you have then got the right amount of what you're doing. Now, what about salt? Salt is one that sometimes I pour into my whatever measuring spoon I'm using, or I have it in a little bowl if I'm doing a multiple recipe, like sometimes I do several batches of something, and I just go ahead and I kind of heap it just like what I did with my flour, and then I just shave it off with my knife, okay? If I end up doing it like this, and I'm always terrible about what do? If I do it over my bowl with my recipe and I've spilled it in there, I've suddenly put too much salt in my recipe. So when you're doing anything like that, try to do it over something that you can actually, so you're not getting all the extra in your recipe. So you want to make sure you can do that. And then you can always put the extra back into the container as well. And so that's kind of how you do salt. Let's measure some water, okay? And so if I'm going, say my recipe needs a cup of water, I am going to measure that. These measuring cups are a little bit different because I can actually look at them. They're designed, I can look at them from the front. If I had a regular glass one that was straight up, I would look at it and I would decide if I needed more or not, okay? And just remember, we can always add to things, but it's hard to take it out. So if I accidentally measured too much and I went ahead and put it in my recipe, it's hard to get water back out of the recipe, right? So we want to be careful that we're measuring correctly. Our next thing that we're going to do is, what about, say, peanut butter or sour cream? Would we do the exact same thing with that and then we would level it off? We would. So if it calls for 1/3 cup of peanut butter or sour cream, make sure you have it packed in there pretty good, and you're going to just go ahead and shave it off. Brown sugar is kind of similar to that. Okay, so we have brown sugar in this bowl. We're going to take 1/4 cup of brown sugar, and I want it in there heaping, right? Because you pack brown sugar, you do that a little bit differently than what we do regular sugar or flour. And so we're going to pack it in and make sure we have plenty. We want to make sure it's packed in, and then we're going to just shave it off, just like we would the rest of them, and we have our powdered sugar there. And so that's a little bit different than all the other ones that we're actually doing. So now we've kind of practiced. I want you guys to practice. I want you guys to do this a little bit and get good at this, okay? And so now you've learned some basic skills. So great job with that. And we're going to move on to making our trail mix. Ready to make our trail mix. And I've just chosen a couple things out of our pantry. You probably picked whatever you guys like to make. And so that's what's cool about trail mix, is you can really kind of make it with whatever you want. So we chose some cereal that we had on hand. And this is a little bit different measuring because these kind of things are a little bit more loose measured. We're not going to necessarily level them off. The thing that's nice about trail mix, we don't have to necessarily be exact, right? And so we're going to put 2 cups of cereal in our trail mix. Dump that in. We really like cranberries in our house, and so we're going to add some cranberries to this, and I think I'm going to put actually 1/2 cup of cranberries in there. I might even add a little more if I decide to. We'll see how it looks when we're done. I might add, take my 1/4 cup and add a few more to that. Just going to kind of get close there, okay? And so we are then going to add chocolate chips. We like chocolate chips, and this will give it a little bit more sweetness as well. And I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of chocolate chips to that, okay? And you can make them heaping chocolate chips if you want. And if you decide you want to do more, you can add a little bit more if you want. And so then I'm going to take my spoon, and I'm going to go ahead and mix this up. Now you can use popcorn, you can use nuts if nobody's allergic to them. You can use marshmallows if you want. the possibilities are really endless. And what I like to do is then I like to put them in smaller bags so that nobody's eating it all at once, because it's good, obviously, right? And so we kind of portion it out so we have just a nice little snack for everybody to eat. So go ahead and package the whole thing up. You can put it in individual packages so you can share it with the whole family. So that's just a great, healthy, trail mix is just a great snack. It's a healthy snack. You can use whatever's in your pantry to do that. And just remember, when we're cooking, we have to clean up after ourselves. So make sure that you're doing the dishes and keeping your area clean so you can do that. So next week, we are going to learn how to make a fruity shake. You're going to need some frozen orange juice, some yogurt or milk, and some fruit. And it can be fresh or frozen. And we're going to learn how to make that. So until next week, I challenge you to help your family plan some meals and be a part of the preparation. Learn how to cook. And so enjoy yourself. Have a great week, and happy cooking.